Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube page. I am so excited that you guys are here and that you've also clicked on this video. I can't wait to share with you guys what the Lord has been really teaching me this past few weeks, and it was about, being faithful with the small things and, the little things that the Lord has given me at this time and at this season of my life. And so the title of my message is Little Faithfulness Will Lead to Greater Blessings. And I also wanted to ask you one question as you're watching this video. What is one thing that you can think of right now that the Lord has greatly blessed you with? And ask yourself, are you stewarding that thing well? Are you giving your 100%? Whether it be something small, like, might be your education. It might be, raising your kids. It might be just going to job and working from 9 to 5 every day. Just small things, and ask yourself, are you stewarding that well? Are you doing it with, with full joy and with full excitement? See, this week I was just, sitting down and just daydreaming about, what I wanted to accomplish, for the future, and just, thinking, I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that. And that's when, the Holy Spirit just like stopped me, and with a still voice, he asked me, Abby, are you being faithful with the small things that I have given you right now? And see, sometimes small things can look like small little things where we can be like, well, God, this is really small. Like, I don't know how greater blessings are really gonna come out of this. But see, the real thing is, it's not because God doesn't want to bless us with big things or greater things. It's so that God can see whether or not we can handle greater blessings because we're faithful in the small things that he's given us. See, I've realized that, even financial blessing can be a burden if it's not given to us according to the right time by the Lord. Because sometimes, we need to work on our character when, when the Lord gives us that, blessing, when the Lord blesses us financially. Will we have the right personality? Will we have the right character to be humble and to steward that well? See, the Lord wants to, he wants to shake his people, and he wants us to know and realize that each and every blessing, small things that he's given us with right now is enough. And I've realized that I was just like this week rejoicing and saying, God, thank you, for the small things that you've given me. It might be my education. It might be the job that I currently have. I said, these things that I have in my life right now are a way for me to manage them and store them well so that, I could be led into, the bigger things that you have for my future. And so I read this verse that was also found in Luke 16, verse 10, which reads, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. And this also ties up to the parable that's found in Matthew 25, right? The parable that, Jesus gave 3 men gold. And for the first man, he gave him 5 bags of gold. For the second man, he gave him 2 bags of gold. For the last man, he gave him 1 bag of gold. And so the 2 guys, the one with the 5 bag and 2 bag, they went about and, came back doubling that, that blessing that the Lord gave them with, right? And the Lord said to them, good job, right? He told them, well done, my good and faithful servant. But the last one, when he came back and when he stood in front of the Lord, he said, Lord, I buried, the bag that you've given me. And sometimes I can't help but ask myself, am I this man who comes back, bearing the blessing that the Lord has given him? Or am I that man, that goes about and doubles what the Lord has given me? And see, the small things that the Lord has given us with right now, if we are able to steward them well, if we're not complaining, if we're not, comparing to other people, and if we are faithful, we're just like that man who goes about, works, and doubles that blessing that the Lord has given us. But if we're always complaining, and if we're like, Lord, I want big things to happen in my life, I'm not grateful about this season, we're just like that man who goes about and buries the gold that the Lord has given him. And I also want to encourage you through this video, maybe you're at a certain season of your life where you're just like, God, I want to get married. God, I want a greater blessing for my future. God, I want that business to thrive. Maybe the Lord wants to check if you are faithful. Maybe if you're single right now, the Lord wants to see, are you being faithful in your singleness years? Are you being faithful with, finishing your school? Are you being faithful with, working for someone right now? See, the Lord wants to bless each and every of his children, but sometimes he wants to see how faithful we can be with the small things that he's blessed us with. And I also read this verse that was found in Colossians 3, verse 23, which reads, "Work hard and cheerfully at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people." And so I want to encourage you through this video, maybe, sometimes people don't even see the work that you're putting in. Maybe, you're putting in a lot in your job and somehow you're like, "God, this is kind of small and I'm putting all these work." But I want to encourage you and just let you know that the Lord sees that. It's the small things, it's the little faithfulness that leads to greater blessings. So don't let anyone else discourage you. Don't let yourself discourage yourself. And just keep telling yourself and keep encouraging yourself that, it's this little faithfulness. It's the small work right now that leads to greater blessing and greater miracle. And I want to encourage you with that. And hopefully you were encouraged by this message today. And so if you like this message as well, make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see y'all in 2 weeks. Bye.
On the darkest night, don't ever lose hope. Hold on and believe. Maybe you just haven't seen it. Just haven't seen it.